Hi, everyone. This is Tom with the Green Dot Group. Excited to be back with you today, presenting another important idea in leading change. And that topic is supporting a team through the team formation process. So it's a critical part of change management to understand the project team you're working with is going to go through these 5 distinct phases. And as they move through these phases, your role as the team facilitator is to help them be successful and one accelerating through this journey, but also learning and growing and gathering the resources that they need to gather in between each of these phases so that they can have that compounding effect and go from being a team that is early journey to a team that is top performing or self-directed throughout this process. So if you rush this process, if you ignore the conflict, if you don't help the team learn and grow and gather resources across this phase, it's very likely that this team is going to be stagnant and not necessarily grow or mature. So your role as a facilitator is to really allow them to walk through this phase and to grow and mature and to relate with each other across this journey. So as the team comes together, they're going to enter that first phase, which is the forming phase. And the energy in this part of the team journey is relatively naive. It's positive energy, but there's a lot of uncertainty, and individuals are just kind of excited about what the opportunity is ahead of them. So that is a good time for you to do some team building, let individuals get to know each other, to establish team ground rules, and to help set the stage for this team to really start to work together. And once the logistics of the team are out of the way, that team's going to start to think about how do they align and what expertise do they bring to that project that'll allow them to contribute effectively. And that's where that team's going to start to move into the storming phase, is really where the conflict starts to rise within the team. And what it is the team is trying to understand roles and responsibilities and which ways that they can participate on the project and make an impact. So during this phase, you as the facilitator, you want to help coach through that conflict. You want to help the team look for the win-win. You want to help build consensus. And the more and more that you're able to create that commonality and help them have a shared purpose and a common goal, they're going to be able to move through that storming phase and get to the norming phase, which is where they start to understand how they can contribute. They start to improve how they work together. For you, in this regards, as a team facilitator, you're more in a supporting role, helping just to revisit any ground rules, encouraging the team to connect outside of the project and to get to know each other as individuals. If you're successful in doing that, this team, the relationship's going to grow, it's going to evolve. And because of that, this team's going to have a byproduct of trust. And trust is a really important part for teams to be effective. So to help them get through that normalizing phase and into the performing phase, you've really got to focus on trust building, and not just between the team and the other members on the team. It's also the trust between you and them. So a lot of delegating is going to be happening here, which you as the project manager, as the facilitator, you're handing over a lot of responsibilities. And this is a way to communicate that you trust them to get the work done. The other part of trust is between the project team and the sponsor. So the sponsor at this point, they have to be communicating trust as well. And the best way to do that is through accountability. So the project sponsor should be coming in at this phase and really asking for updates and clear, measurable outcomes. And I think that's another thing that helps to communicate that I trust you. And I hope that you have the resources, because this journey, it's underway and we're really counting on you guys to make this project a success. And that is in some ways communicating to them that you trust them. And then, as that group becomes high performing and self-directed, and they are making progress to whatever the goal and objective is, as they achieve that goal and objective, you want to be collecting lessons learned. And you also want to be thinking about, is it appropriate to be disbanding this team, and when is it appropriate to adjourn? So as the project completes its journey and it meets its goals and objectives, you don't want to keep your team in place indefinitely, but you want to formally close that project team out. And you want to have a transition period in which you're getting all your final documentation, you're implementing the action plan in regards to how to sustain and spread this idea. And that team that really helped to implement the idea or demonstrate it, they are thanked for the hard work that they had done. And some of them may, evolve and join a new team, but in large part, that large team needs to be disbanded and allowed to return to their everyday operational responsibilities, or maybe join another project team. So again, helping to facilitate a team through the team formation process is a really important part of being a team facilitator and a project manager. So excited that I had the opportunity to share that with you today. I hope that the resources that we have available on our website allow you to effectively grow teams and mature teams. And as a result, you and your organization are seeing better outcomes, and the people on your project teams are feeling more empowered and more excited. And as a result of that, your culture is starting to transform, and you guys are seeing that flywheel happen in which continuous improvement maybe is more palatable and there's more energy around it. So thanks again for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. If there's anything we can do to support you in your journey, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.